Hi everyone. I'm hoping that before watching this video, you have gone through documents that I attached in the email I sent, so that you can probably understand some things I might be saying, or yeah, get more context into this whole the purpose of this navigation and then our strategy and things the way we are thinking about it. So currently we have, I have two different designs here. So because we have demos, we've been having demos with a lot of cities, and we are hoping that some of them will come on board. So in the way we are thinking about the products is different from the way we have been in the past. So prior to this, our current application is really tied to the city that we currently have, which is in Kwashi. But what happens when other cities come on board? So how do we look at it in terms of like user interface design? If a city called WGDP, for instance, comes on board and their primary color is orange, do we now change the elements that we have here to orange, or how exactly does it work? So there are two options currently now, and I'd love to hear your response. There's a question that I added to the questions for participants to find out what your ideas are in terms of the approach. Should we approach it in terms of focusing on Nkwashi first, and then when we have other cities, or we design having other cities come on board in mind? So those are two different designs I have now. So let me go through what I currently have. So right now on the users page, what we currently have on our application are cards, and then you can click on the profile to view your details, which is same thing as the user detail page. But here we've designed it differently, and in such a way that we don't make use of cards anymore. Especially because we've been having a lot of cards lately, we've been adding a lot of cards. So we're not going to be making use of cards anymore. We're going to make use of this hamburger, this left-hand navigation. And then while doing some sort of research, finding out what the team members think about the navigation, one of the problems highlighted was that it is hard for you to go back to you can switch between features on the application, except you go back to the home page and now click into a new application. So this here is solving that problem. So whether you are in users, or you are in discussions, or you are in Kwashi news, you can click on the navigation, this hamburger menu, and then you can navigate through other features or categories that you want to on the application. So yeah, so prior to what we have now, that we have the users page that has the prior to what we have now that we have the users page that has categories under like um, customer journey, payments, and all of that. If you come in on the application now as a user, the way we've approached it in such a way that the first thing you see, which is replacing the cards that we currently have, is your dashboard. And then your dashboard has all the details that you most likely want to go to to what we had, what we have currently on the users page. So you can currently see your access. Are you a visitor? You can see your phone number, you can see your address, and then you can see your email as well. And then here, as opposed to having to interact with the platform before um, getting your ID, it's easier if you have it here where it's just visible, and then you can just click on in one click you can get your ID, and then in one click you can close the ID page once you've gotten access into the city. Also, we made use of cards. So thinking about this, we thought about it in terms of as a user, what's one of the first things you want to see? So what you want to see would be information on the plots you have. You can view all the plots you have. You can see the balance you have, and then the invoice that's about to be due. In this instance, this user has two plots. So in the instance where you have more than two plots, then you have to view all to view all the plots that you have, because You can have all of the plots on the home page. Also, this should be prioritized in such a way that if there is really important information that you have on plot 4, like your invoice being due, it is that's going to be displayed on the home page on your dashboard. Also, another thing is the recent news on Ukwashi. So coming to this, when you look at this client's view page now, you can tell that if I'm coming to the platform as a client, I can already see all the information that I most likely want to access just from glancing through just from seeing the dashboard. I can already see my plots, I can already see payments that are going to be due, I can already see recent news as well. So prior to this redesign, or what we currently have now, we have cards, multiple cards. So what, as opposed to having to list all of them here, what we've tried to do here is to group them. So under payments, we have invoice and transactions. Under community, we have news, we have messages, we have discussions. So that way, there are just not so many features or so many categories on the navigation bar. So here you can collapse to see what's under each one, or you can decide to leave it collapse, which would be cleaner, which would be a cleaner view. So this drop down here shows that you can collapse this as well. So you can collapse this and get, you can open this, click this and get more information, or you can collapse this and keep it closed and just have the card shown here as well. So the notification bell as well is going to be on the home page. You can access it from anywhere. This navigation bar here, or this header bar is fixed. So wherever you go on the page, or wherever you are on the application, you can access this information. There's a lot to explore under notifications, and I guess that's one of the things we're also going to try to figure out in this whole redesign of the application, and then the application's user experience, and then the feel as well. So currently what we have on our application is we have a side, sort of like a side navigation that does a different thing. And what it does is to view the profile. What it does is to check preferences or access support uh, um, here on the side navigation. So initially, an attrition that I had on this at first was to have all of this information displayed as you drop down here. But I figured out that it will be better if we have just profile and then log out here, and then on clicking profile you can go ahead to see your profile. You can go ahead to see and make changes to your information. So you can make changes to your you can edit your personal details, you can edit your preferences, your notification preferences, you can visit support, and then you can click login. You may also notice that we have logout here rather, and then we have logout here as well. That's also because if it can be a really quick action that you want to carry out just to quickly log out, right? So you don't really want to have to force your users to go into the profile page to click login before they can sign out of their WGDP account. So you can just click the drop down and then click logout. But in the instance where they want to carry out some additional changes to the account, then they click profile and then they can view this. So that's for the client view. For the admin view, we have the same side navigation here, and then we have the same access your ID card. Although we have not done the dashboard yet, that's still pending, but we're trying to finalize on the other things. Then we focus on the dashboard for the admin view as well, because it's going to be a lot. So same thing here as well. So now, right now on the users page, the way we are thinking about it now is that because we have screens in screens, and then navigation that's exactly how it is on the current application. So we want to do it in such a way that's seamless and that flows really well in the application. So what I have done here is this is the users page. When you click on a user, this is what you see. So there are two options for this currently, in terms of like the layout, the design. So one is this. I was thinking of having like a header or something here. Excuse me. And then you can view visitor. You can see the name. You can see this person is a visitor. But then one thing, one challenge that we've had, or one thing that we've been trying to brainstorm on, is if this might be a much cleaner feel. This can be a much cleaner feel. But is this something that we want people to interact with the platform to have to create, to have to click on this before a pop-up comes up and sees the contact information for this client? Um, Although this might be a more cleaner view, like I said earlier on, but than this, but then this is also another option as to whether to just display all of this here or the structure to have. So that's one thing that we're trying to get feedback on now. And if you have seen any application that you would like us to maybe adopt the way they have done these things, then please feel free to add it to um, the document provided. So what we currently have now is that after clicking on users, you're currently in Game Solar Abuja, for instance. So what you now want to do is that if you want to go back, this is the breadcrumbs. We're going to make use of breadcrumbs here. So if you want to go back, you can click on users. Although if you also want to go back, you can click on the hamburger menu and go back to users here as well. So those are two options, two ways by which you want to. So here you can see how far into the application that you currently are, and then you can also go back out into previous screens and all that. Um, yes. So prior to this, we had tabs under each user. So that was not really good, actually on mobile, because we had like a lot of tabs, and then we had users had to start scrolling to access the tab that they want to access, the particular tab that they are looking out for. So what we've done is to sort of adopt the way GitLab does theirs. So what we're going to introduce now is the right hand navigation. So the right hand navigation is sort of a navigation for a feature. So it's a sub so it is not like the primary navigation, which is this. So this basically is navigating through a particular feature. So in this case, all the tabs that we usually used to have before are now currently on the side navigation. So here you can see the user page can edit a particular user information. And you can click communication, you can click notes, you can see the plus the particular user has, and then the forms, payments, and all that. Now, mind you, the ellipses that we usually had, or the ellipses that we currently have on the platform to carry out some certain actions, we have removed so that there's not just too much going on, and then we've added it here under here as the actions. So there's meant to be a line here sort of demarcate the actions from the subcategories. So here you can click merge a user, send OTP, print, or whatever other actions that you currently have on the platform to do on a particular user. So so yes, this is another iteration on the um, on the design as well. Another option rather on what a user page is going to look like. So um, you can have this, or we can use icons, or how do you want the layout to be. So that's something that I would really appreciate feedback on from um, you today. Um, Moving over to the other design. So this is the second variation that I have. And then mind you, I'm going to the link to this to the two sketch files are on the document, so you can access them when you want to leave comments, or if you just want to see things more, or like think about it differently. If you just want access to it, it's going to be on the document. So here, if you notice, this is different from what we currently have, or what this previous design was. So here we had more flashy colors and all that, but here it's more like neutral colors. So you have a gray, white, and then um, red showing notification, and orange showing that something is under awaiting construction. So for all those labels and everything, we're still going to have colors for them. So this is what it looks like. It still works the same way. More details is collapsed here. You can see all the navigation here, the left hand navigation here. You can drop down, click the drop down here to see everything that's under a given visitor. You can go ahead to view to access your ID. So this is what it looks like when you access your ID, get your identity pass into Hashi. You can close it and then go back to the home page. And then this is the profile page. As opposed to the other one that we made use of on Kwashi colors here. Here we just have the regular black and white. And then this is what the admin view is also going to look like. Um, this is what it looks like. Everything under your side navigation is here, and then you can collapse it as well. And then the user page that would like feedback on. We're also making use of cards. If you realize here, the way the cards are different from the cards in this in this design. So here is sort of one card into has having demarcations, and then one card having demarcations, and then it's laid out like this. On the other hand, this has multiple cards. So under this is a section called plus details. You can view all plus details, and then you can swipe to see. You can keep scrolling rather horizontally to see the plus that you have. Same as news as well. You can click here to view all news, all recent news you have, and then you can slide this to the right or slide it to the left rather to see all other recent news that you have. So here as well, the same cards um, on the admin view as well. We are keeping it consistent and leaving it um, as cards as well. So and then still retaining the right hand navigation. So I would love to hear your feedback, comments, and also be happy to see the answers to the questions that you have that I have asked on the documents. Yeah. Have a nice day.